McHenry County Zoning Board of Appeals to order. I am standing in for our chair, who was going to be about 15 minutes late, she said. Could be a little longer. But as soon as she comes, I'll turn everything over to her. So, today we are hearing Z250008, PIN number 12-09-300-006 at 18014 Collins Road in Woodstock. The request is for an A1C to an A1C to renew a conditional use permit 1409 for a sawmill, storage of commercial vehicles and equipment, and woodworking, furniture, and lumber production. Some of us remember that from 10 years ago. The applicant is D.W. DeSerto.
Correct.
Was I close?
DeSerto is right.
DeSerto, okay. And J.M. Joswiak. The location is 5-acre parcel on the north side of Collins Road, approximately a half mile east of Sullivan Road in Seneca Township. I forgot to take my little sheet out. We'll start with the board introductions. And we'll start on my left with Mr. Cozen.
Robert Cozen, Algonquin Township.
Mary Donner, Greenwood Township.
Charlie Eldridge, Richmond Township.
Vicki Gardner, Nunda Township.
Kurt Schnabel, Riley Township.
Bill Kernick, Grafton Township.
Okay, so I'll explain briefly what we do here in case you haven't been to one before. I think you have too. Everybody's been here, so I'll make this short and sweet. We will hear testimony from the petitioner. We will ask questions. You have an opportunity to ask questions. We'll hear the staff report, and then, barring anything strange going on, we'll go ahead and vote. Okay. So, the publisher's certificate of publication from a newspaper is dated August 30th, 2025, and thereby meets the ordinance requirements. The affidavit of posting was signed, and the date posted was September 9th, 2025, and thereby meets the ordinance requirements. The affidavit of mailing was signed, and date mailed was September 3rd, 2025, and thereby meets the ordinance requirements. The survey has been checked against the petition, legal notice, and the publication in the newspaper, and all three match. The filing fees have been paid. The endangered species consultation was not required for this petition, and the McHenry County Soil and Water Conservation District report has been received, which is number NRI L24-071-4627. Okay. Now, for this petition, if you want to speak, please raise your hand and I will swear you in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony today?
I do.
Thank you. Okay, will you waive reading of the petition?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead and introduce yourself and give your explanation of what you want to do.
Great. Yeah, good afternoon. Mark Saladin with Zancone Wright Saladin in Crystal Lake on behalf of the petitioner. As you indicated, Ms. Gardner, it is a renewal of an existing conditional use that's been in place for 10 years already. So we're going to just get right into it. I have with me Dan DeSerto, one of the owners of the property. So Dan, why don't you state your name and address for the record?
Dan DeSerto, 18014 Collins Road, Woodstock, Illinois.
And are you one of the owners of the property which is subject to this petition?
I am.
And who's the other owner?
My wife, Janine Joswiak.
And the property is located at 18014 Collins Road, Woodstock, Illinois?
It is.
Yeah. Now, the subject property, which is part of the conditional use already, is part of a larger piece, is that right?
Correct, a 20-acre piece.
Yeah, and do you live on a portion of that property?
In front of the property we're discussing.
Okay. And the property has frontage on Collins Road, is that correct?
That's correct.
And is that property located in Seneca Township?
It is.
And the subject property consists of approximately 5 acres, is that correct?
Correct.
And currently the zoning of the property is A1 with a conditional use, is that right?
That's correct.
And the conditional use includes operation of a sawmill, storage of commercial vehicles and equipment, woodworking, furniture, and lumber production. Is that still true?
That's still true.
Can you tell us a little bit about your business?
Yes, so we are a kind of a log to lumber to furniture operation. The sawmill operation part of it is not what it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it was more of a production operation with a higher volume mill. We sold that mill 7 years ago and switched it out for more of a very specific mill. It's a mill that can cut much longer logs, much bigger diameter logs, up to 6 foot diameter and longer. It has become a boutique operation now, the sawmill part. In 2024, it probably ran 8 hours. So we don't really use the sawmill part of it much anymore. We mostly focus on the woodworking aspect of it. So in the woodworking part of it, we are basically, our tagline is, if you can imagine it, we can create it. So we have done, as an example, the Woodstock's huge conference table at the 3rd floor. We designed and built for them. Station 1 in Huntley Fire Department, I designed and we built it for them. Marengo Fire Department, we did that for them. We've done work for the city of McHenry, but we also do work for anybody who walks in the door. If they've got an idea of something they would like, whether it be a kitchen table or a bedroom set, or it's a contractor who needs, we just did a huge job for Abbott Labs in Gurnee. They needed all kinds of Sapele boards made up for a rework on a wraparound porch to an 1800 recreation Victorian home on their campus. So we do work for non-glamorous, we're just making up millwork, and we do custom trim and stuff like that, trying to help people recreate old buildings and things. So basically, we have woodworking tools. We almost never open the doors on our shop. We are very particular about the conditions inside of our shop, about maintaining a average of about 38% relative humidity so our wood doesn't move while we're working with it, because wood continues to pick up moisture throughout life. So it takes a special day for us to open up our shop. And then when we do a cleaning day just to make sure we have all the dust and stuff out. But it's self-contained. You wouldn't even know we're operating back there.
And not only you work at this site, does anybody else help you?
I have 4 full-time guys in the shop, and then just me on top of it.
And the current conditional use is expiring, is that correct?
Correct.
Could you tell us about the surrounding property around yours as far as the zoning?
I think it's all A1. We are surrounded on most of 3 sides with corn, and then on the immediate west of the driveway that services this space is a small horse farm who uses our sawdust for bedding.
Do you own the property that's directly to the east of the property?
Yeah, so the subject property sits on a 20-acre parcel. Directly to the east of it is a twin 20-acre parcel that we also own.
Let's see, we talked about the uses of the surrounding property, pretty much agricultural. Are there any homes nearby?
There's half a mile down the road to the east, Chris and Sandy with the horse farm, and then there's some homes past them.
And are you familiar with the staff report that was prepared by the county for this hearing?
I am.
And the staff report discusses the McHenry County 2030 plan, and it talks about different big ideas that are contained. And are you familiar with those, and do you believe your property is consistent with the plan?
I do.
And in the staff report, there were a number of conditions that were put forth by staff. Have you looked at those conditions, and do you agree with all of those?
I do agree with them, yes.
And has this petition been before the Site Plan Review Committee of the county?
It has.
To your knowledge, have you ever had any complaints about your business from neighbors?
No.
And to your knowledge, has the county received any complaints from neighbors or others? Okay, Dan, we have to ask you some questions regarding standards for conditional uses. I'm going to ask these questions of you based on your knowledge of being on site and operating the business for 10 years. Do you believe that you have demonstrated the ability to meet any applicable standards contained in the Unified Development Ordinance?
I do.
And is the site situated so that the proposed use is compatible with the existing or planned future development of the area?
I do, it is.
And is the maintenance or operation of this conditional use permit in any way detrimental to the public health, safety, morals, comfort, or welfare of the community?
No,
Will the conditional use in any way be dangerous or injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the vicinity?
no,
Do you believe that your use would diminish or impair the property value within the neighborhood?
no,
And do you have adequate utilities, roads, drainage, and other necessary facilities for this use?
we do.
Do you believe you have adequate measures relative to ingress and egress to this site?
We do.
And by the way, do you have any members of the public that come on site for any reason?
On occasion, somebody will come out and pick up a item we've done for them.
And do you have shipments of UPS, FedEx, or anything like that, trucks coming in?
My wife has that stuff.
Okay. All right. And do you believe that the conditional use will conform to the applicable regulations of the A1 zoning district?
I do.
And do you think your use is in the interest of the welfare of the community?
It certainly seems to.
Good. And are you undertaking any steps to protect groundwater recharge and groundwater quality?
Oh, our wells on that property, so do that.
Okay.
We drink it.
And then one final thing for the board to consider, we are requesting a 20-year time frame for this, if that's possible. Any other, I have no other questions for this witness.
Hey, this is Linnea Booster, Chair of the Board, who arrived a few minutes late. We'll start with questions on my right, starting with Mr. Kernick.
Just a few questions. The staff report indicates that you're seeking to renew the conditional use permit with 2 modifications. I was not present at the original hearing. Are there modifications to the conditional use permit?
I think just a 20-year instead of 10.
Is that the change?
I think it's a cut and paste error on my part.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's been no other hearing on this, by the way.
Oh, okay, I thought this was an extension. I mean, there has been a hearing for the conditional use.
10 years ago.
10
yeah.
years ago.
10 years ago.
I was not here 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I understand that now.
How has the area surrounding your property changed, if at all, in the
Not at
last
all.
10 years?
Nothing.
And as far as the use, my understanding is from from your testimony, you've become more of a boutique operation.
From the operation of the actual mill, it's very boutique. It doesn't run very often. The woodworking is doing its thing, but the part that is a little more outside is hardly used.
Okay, you said what, how many times?
In 2024, and this drives people nuts because it's a very expensive piece of equipment, that mill ran about 8 hours. This year so far, 2025, maybe 30. We were trying to finish up some logs that were on the yard.
So as far as a business operation, that aspect of your operation has decreased considerably. it sounds like.
Significant. Yeah, we used to be in a position where we could generate 20,000 board feet of lumber a day.
Wow.
So we no longer have that big production mill.
I have no further questions.
Mr. Schnabel.
You gave us, I think, a very good detailed review of your operation there, and I have no further questions over and above that.
Ms. Gardner.
No questions.
Mr. Eldridge.
No questions.
Ms. Donner.
Ditto. I have no questions.
Mr. Cozen.
No questions.
And I don't have any questions. It's pretty much the same as it was before. Any member of the public have a question regarding this petition? Okay, then we'll move on to the staff report. Anna Kurtzman.
For the record, my name is Anna Kurtzman, Senior Planner. Get my slides up here. So, the property, as noted, is surrounded by A1 zoning. The subject property itself is an A1C with a V attached to it. If I recall correctly, the V was for the width of the driveway leading back to this facility. That is not included in your packet because the variance goes with the land. So we're not renewing a variance, we're renewing a conditional use permit. The surrounding land uses, as noted, is primarily agricultural with some residential in the vicinity here. Future land use is showing this as an agricultural area. And I had a total of 12 conditions that are largely mimicking the original conditions. Only change is the dates associated with the documents that were presented to you.
Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Kurtz? You have a closing statement.
You know, based on the use of the property that's already been there for 10 years, the fact that there's really been no impact to neighbors, really the area hasn't changed any, I would request approval, a recommendation of approval to the county board, and I would request a 20-year time frame under the first condition.
Okay, so at this time, we'll close the hearing portion of this application and move on to the voting portion. Again, it's C 25-0008, a renewal of a conditional use permit for a sawmill storage of commercial vehicles, equipment, and woodworking furniture and lumber production. We have the 12 conditions up on the screen. They are in the packet for all board members. If there is no objection, I will not read through those, and we will accept those as prepared by the staff.
No objection amendment.
Ms. Gardner, you have an amendment?
Yes, to, the first condition, I would like to change that from 10 years to 20 years for the request of the petitioner.
Second.
Been moved by Ms. Gardner and second by Mr. Eldridge. To change number 1, condition number 1, to expire 20 years from the date of approval by the McHenry County Board. Discussion, Ms. Gardner?
There's been no problems with this site. It's gone along just fine. It's actually reduced its production. There's no noise. There's no effect on the neighbors. 20 years seems quite reasonable to me. I will not be here for that next reading.
Any other discussion? Okay, I'll call for the vote. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Cozen?
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel?
Yes.
Ms. Donner?
Aye.
Mr. Kernick?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. So number 1 is changed from 1 year to 20 years. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to approve the conditions.
So moved.
I'll second.
Been moved by Mr. Eldridge, second by Ms. Gardner to approve the conditions. Any discussion? I'll call for the vote. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Cozen?
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel?
Yes.
Ms. Donner?
Aye.
Mr. Kernick?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. So the conditions are approved 7-0. At this time, I would entertain a motion to approve this request.
I move approval of the petition subject to the conditions as amended.
For a second.
I'll second.
Moved by Mr. Eldridge, second by Ms. Gardner to approve this renewal request. Discussion, Mr. Eldridge.
Yes, this is a request to renew a conditional use that was first established in 2014. It is in a very rural part of the county. It is surrounded by agricultural zoning and by and large agricultural use. It is in the center, it's a 5-acre parcel in the center of a 20-acre parcel. The homeowner lives on the larger parcel the petitioner lives on the larger parcel, as he did at the original time. This business is a successful business that I think is a credit to the county and is a desirable business to have in the county. It is disturbing no one. It has created no problems. It has created no objections. And it has created a lot of very beautiful things. So I support the petition.
Ms. Gardner.
I agree with everything Mr. Eldridge said.
Mr. Cozen.
I can only add that the term sawmill is a misnomer, and I'd rather be and will be supporting something that I would qualify as an art studio. For that, I'll be supporting this petition.
Mr. Schnabel.
It's very specialized work, and how can you not support that? Craftsmanship and some artistry involved, I'm sure. Thanks. You can tell how I will vote on the petition.
Ms. Donick.
Working from home is always good. I support this petition.
Mr. Kernan.
I concur in everything that's been said by my colleagues.
And I will just say that the petitioner has demonstrated the ability to meet the standards in our ordinance under Chapter 16.56, the use standards, and 16.60, the site development standards. I believe they've met everything that we require of them, and there's no change. This is actually less of a use than it was before as far as being any kind of a nuisance to anybody. And I think they're really good for the county. I agree with my colleagues, and I'm in favor of the request. So I'll call for the vote. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Cozen?
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel?
Yes.
Ms. Donner?
Aye.
Mr. Kernick?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes. This will go to the county board 7-0 approving this request.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. So on in November?
November, yes.
November, kind of. All right, you're free to go. Thank
Thank you all again. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Dave.
The scary seat.
Yes, the scary seat.
As you saw previously, there's the button underneath that we press, so you go like this.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You're right.
How large of a gravel pit do you want?
There's that button.
Nothing like that at all.
I'm looking for the staff report and I don't see it.
Should be in the plastic sleeve for that one, was it not?
It should be what?
In the plastic sleeve.
There's nothing in the plastic sleeve. It's totally
That's
empty.
the other one. This is one that's empty.
Oh, it's in the other one?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah, it's there, I see it.
There it is.
yeah.
So why don't we take the other case off of your area there, just to make things a little easier for you. No, this one in my hand is the one that you started with.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, some things are combined and some things are separate. So this is 045. So
That's the circle, so that's the one you just finished.
Okay.
Just start up. And
45, service.
Yeah.
Service.
I'm bringing back again.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the folder that has everything. Here is your voting sheet.
That's for the last time. That's the one that was open,
Yeah.
so I guess we did the
Okay.
wrong
We
one.
did the wrong one.
Okay.
We need to open the other one, so I'm just gonna relabel this one. That's the issue when we get two applications on the
I
same
know,
day.
it's too confusing with the paperwork.
Okay.
It's on for me.
Here's your board report.
And here's the comments.
Is that out of your way?
water anywhere?
We'll correct that.
I mean, if you can, I don't know if there's any water or not.
Okay, I'll put that together later.
And
Okay.
I was going to put my toupee on for this. I'll change it.
the next item on our agenda is application Z25-0016. The applicant is David W. Leach Sr. The request is for A1C to A1C request for renewal of conditional use permit 99-76 for wholesale sale of landscape supplies and products, pet supplies and products, indoor storage and warehousing of personal and commercial vehicles, non-hazardous supplies and equipment, and wholesale sale of small pets, pet supplies and products. The PIN number associated with this application is 18-300-004. The address is 13919 Adamson Road, Huntley. The location is a 5.5-acre parcel on the south side of Adamson Road, approximately 340 feet west of Rolling Road in Grafton Township. The board members have already introduced themselves. I'm Linnea Brewster in Alden Township. This petition has been reviewed and the following items have been received prior to today's scheduled hearing. The publisher's certificate of publication from the newspaper is dated September 6, 2025, and reflecting ordinance requirements. Affidavit of posting was signed and date posted was September 9, 2025, meeting ordinance requirements. Affidavit of mailing was signed and the date mailed was September 3, 2025. The survey has been checked against the petition, legal notice and publication in the newspaper and all free match. The filing fees have been paid. The endangered species consultation was not required for this petition, and the McHenry County Soil and Water Conservation District report has been received. This is NRI L24-099-4655. Anyone who will be giving testimony today, I will need to swear you in. Please raise your right hand. Do you affirm that the testimony you give today shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I'll just turn it over to the petitioner.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Madam Chairperson.
Please introduce yourself again.
I'm sorry, Mark Saladin. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Zank, Cohen, Wright, and Saladin in Crystal Lake. I'm here on behalf of the petitioner, David W. Leach Sr. So with that, this is another renewal of an existing conditional use permit that was first approved in 1999. It allows for not only the wholesale sale of landscape supplies and products, pet supplies and products, indoor storage and warehousing of personal and commercial vehicles, non-hazardous supplies and equipment, and wholesale sale of pet supplies and products. Just to make note, there was a modification that was agreed to by the petitioner that there would be no retail sales at this location and no customers come on site. Okay, so just to make that clear for a modification. You want to introduce yourself and give us your name and address for our record?
David W. Leach. I live at 13919 Adamson Road in Huntley, Illinois.
And are you the owner of the subject property?
Yes.
And you actually live on site?
Yes.
And the property is located in Grafton Township, correct?
Yes.
And the properties consist of about 5.5 acres, is that true?
Yes.
And you have frontage on Adamson Road?
Yes.
And currently the zoning of the parcel is A1 with a conditional use permit as we talked about at the start?
Yes.
And is that current conditional use expiring?
Yes.
And as far as the property surrounding your property, is it zoned A1 and A2 in McHenry County?
Yes.
Are there neighbors next to you?
Directly across the street, but nothing around me. It's all cornfield.
And are you requesting a renewal of the conditional use permit with the exception that there will be no retail sales and no customers on site?
Yes.
We talked about, so the uses of the property is, the majority is agriculture except for the home across the street.
Right.
And are you familiar with the staff report that was produced for this hearing?
Yes.
And the staff report does discuss the McHenry County 2030 plan, and it talks about different ideas that are encompassed in that plan. Is it your opinion that your use is consistent with the terms of the plan?
Yes.
Have you reviewed the staff report that was produced for this hearing?
Yes.
And in the staff report, there are a number of conditions that staff has recommended that be attached to this conditional use. Do you agree with those conditions?
Yes.
Did the petition go before the site plan review committee of the county?
Yes.
And was it approved at that time?
Yes.
Have you ever had any complaints from neighbors regarding the operation of your property?
No, my neighbors come by my place once in a while and I talk with them even.
Okay. Now, there are several requirements to issue a conditional use permit that I'm going to ask you. And again, this is based on your experience with the property. You've lived on the property. In light of the fact that you are the owner of the property and you've had this conditional use for a number of years. And by the way, did you first apply for the conditional use or was it someone else?
That was someone else, and when I bought the property 15 years, it continued on it.
Okay. And do you believe you have demonstrated the ability to meet any applicable standards in the Unified Development Ordinance of the county for this use?
Yes.
And is the site so situated that the use is compatible with the existing or planned future development of the area?
Yes.
Is the maintenance or operation of the conditional use detrimental in any way or endanger the public health, safety, welfare, comfort of or general welfare of the community?
No.
Will the conditional use be injurious to the use and enjoyment of other property in the immediate vicinity?
No.
Will the conditional use substantially diminish or impair property values in the neighborhood?
No.
And obviously, with you living there, are there adequate utilities, access roads, drainage, and necessary facilities for this use?
Yes.
And relative to that, is the site in the same condition when you bought it?
Yes.
Yeah. So nothing's changed, no new buildings, no new...
No. If anything, I cleaned it up, it's improved, it looks nice.
Okay. And are there adequate measures to provide ingress and egress to Adamson Road?
Yes.
Do you think that causes any congestion or hazard on the streets?
No.
Will the conditional use conform to the applicable regulations of the A1 zoning district?
Yes.
Do you believe that the use is reasonably in the interest of the public of the county? And again, have you undertaken or will you undertake the appropriate measures to protect groundwater recharge and groundwater quality?
Oh, yes.
Do you have a well on the site?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a well and septic on the site?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And those are in good shape?
It's all been approved, yeah.
Okay. And is it your request also to have a 20-year time frame for this use?
Yes.
Okay, nothing further.
Could you describe the residential property that's directly across the street from you? I recall being a pretty large structure.
He built it a few years ago, yes. Sean and Dana, they lived there with their son. They put the house up, I'm gonna say 3-4 years ago. And he bought the land, it was a couple hundred acre, he bought 5-acre parcel and put the house on there.
Okay. It was agricultural before that?
Yes.
Okay, so he bought the property knowing what your business was?
Oh, yes, yeah.
And other than that, how has the area changed at all in the last 15 years?
Nothing. Just, it's all corn of beans every year in the fields.
And as far as your business operations, how has that changed from when you first bought the property? You said, what was it, 15 years ago?
15 years ago. I don't run a business on it, it's my home. It's just, you're just buildings, I don't have a business there.
Okay. The Why do you need the conditional use?
I would like to keep it because it's been with the property as long as, so if I ever sell it, it could be, beneficial to the property.
Okay, so you currently don't sell, it's no wholesale sale of landscape supplies or products or?
I do not, I store them in there right now. Farm tractors and things like that, antiques.
Do you store personal or commercial vehicles that you don't own?
No, I own everything that's in there.
I have nothing for.
Mr. Schneider?
I'm sure I'm not the only one on this board with a question. If I am, I'd be very surprised. It keeps mentioning in the petition about the sale of small animals, pets.
That was before, and that, we just talked, that should not be on there.
Yeah, and
I'm not gonna sell.
we're
pets
happy to
there.
strike that portion of
Yeah.
the request.
So anything after the last semicolon you would want to strike?
And wholesale sales, pet supplies and products, yeah,
Excuse me, what was that?
if we strike this from here, wholesale sale of pet supplies and products.
Right, yeah, I'm not gonna sell pet supplies. It was done in the past, but I won't be selling pets or pet supplies out of here.
So Anna, we can just adopt that then?
Yes.
Right, go ahead and continue with your.
That concludes my thought.
That was a good point. Ms. Gardner?
That was my question as well.
Okay.
Now, do you sell anything out of that site? Nothing. Oh, it's all you.
Mr. Hill?
My questions have been answered.
Ms. Donner?
I think mine have those.
Mr. Cozen?
I have no questions.
I have just a few based on the staff plat review committee. Employees, do you have any employees?
No.
Just you. So there's no worry about public restroom and any of that stuff. And then I saw that staff wanted to make sure that there was sighting and signage on the site plan. I don't see anything. Is it on there?
I believe we said that we would not have any
Correct.
signage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, no citing is proposed and noted in the narrative, and so you let us know. Same with the lighting.
Correct. Yeah, the lighting is already in existence and it's security lighting on a building.
Right.
Similar that you might have on a farm or.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay, that's my only question. So, any member of the public have a question? Then we'll move on to the staff report. Ms. Kurtz.
So staff does have a question.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. For the record, my name is Anna Kurtzman, Senior Planner. You're asking for a renewal of the conditional use for wholesale sale of landscape supplies and products. Is that something that you intend to do?
No.
Okay.
But could you in the future?
I guess you never know what the future's gonna bring.
Okay.
Right now, no. I just would like to keep it with the property. It's been with it for 25 years.
Okay. The next part of the statement was and pet supplies and products, but you've indicated that you would like to have that portion struck.
Yes, I would never sell pets or anything out of it.
Okay. The other part is indoor storage and warehousing of personal and commercial vehicles. Are you doing that?
Yes.
Okay. And non-hazardous supplies and equipment. So you're storing non-hazardous supplies and equipment.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make certain we understood what it is that you're asking for.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So staff report. So the property is currently zoned A1C. The conditional use is as indicated in the staff report. It is largely surrounded by A1. There is an A2 parcel that is directly across the street, and as noted, that is currently used as a residence. The surrounding land uses, again, is predominantly agricultural with a few scattered houses along the road there. Future land use designation is agricultural for this area. Whoops, went too far. Staff does recommend a total of 7 conditions, again, largely taken from the previous conditional use permit. Number 6 was modified slightly to reflect the date of the survey provided by Vanderstappen. I do know that the applicant is asking for a 20-year, which made sense at the time. With the original, given the uses that are continuing, staff is recommending that this be our standard 10 years.
Okay, so the standard, or the condition number 2 is shall be limited to non-mechanized landscape supplies and products, small pets, pet supplies and products. So we're going to be changing that.
It's going to be up to the staff would
do that.
given the testimony that's been presented here today, yes, I would recommend that that be struck.
Okay, so during the voting portion, we'll just change those as
Yes.
we wish.
Can I-
Yeah, you can have a question.
Thank you. Given the testimony, is there a provision in the county zoning ordinance that if use is not in place for any specific period of time, it automatically expires?
So, I believe the answer is yes, but I don't know that the county has enforced that.
And if I might add, I don't believe that that type of provision applies in a conditional use situation where there are already attached conditions and a time frame. I believe that, if you have other types of uses under straight zoning that are abandoned, that it could be, obviously a conditional use, and I can summarize that at my closing statement, so I will.
All right.
I'll just wait. Sorry.
It would not be difficult for the applicant from time to time to hold a garage sale in some way and keep the activity.
I understood.
In the 20 years.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you for.
Okay. Any other questions for staff? Okay. Before you close, I just want to confirm with you that the request now would read A1C to A1C request to renew conditional use permit 9976 for wholesale sale of landscape supplies, indoor storage and warehousing of personal commercial vehicles, non-hazardous supplies and equipment.
Correct.
I heard wholesale sale of landscape supplies, but I didn't hear and products.
And products will be.
And products.
Yes.
Okay. So to repeat, wholesale sale of landscape supplies and products, indoor storage and warehousing of personal and commercial vehicles, non-hazardous supplies and equipment.
Correct.
We're all on the same page. Okay. All right. Closing statements.
Thank you. Again, this is a use that has been in existence. The use has changed. However, the conditional use, as you are aware, they're valuable permits that the county issues. And I think that I understand the abandonment issue, but I don't think that applies in this case. Certainly, Mr. Leach is in the business. He does have other businesses. He has personal equipment there. He has every right to be able to use that, continue to use it if he wanted to for the wholesale sale of landscape supplies, and maybe in the nature of his business in that area, that would be something that he could do. But we understand that the pet supplies and the pets and things of that nature is no longer part of it. This property was owned at one time by Jim Kearns, who was the original requester of this type of a use because of the nature of his business. So, and he encouraged Mr. Leach to keep the same, conditional use and just get it. But we understand some of the things are not going to be used, but the others could be. So we're happy with the amendments to it. We look forward to amending the condition and to allow 20 years. And I appreciate your concern over that, but there's, and this is, maybe more. I understand your ordinance uses 10 years, and for some uses, gravel pits, 10 years is probably an appropriate time frame. For a number of other uses, I don't believe 10 years is a reasonable time frame for these types of things. So I would hope that you could encourage a 20-year time frame. I appreciate a recommendation of approval to the county board, with these conditions.
Could I say something?
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add?
Just
Identify
because-
yourself again, please.
David Leach. The farm field that is around me, half of that starting next year is going to have a 185-acre solar farm in it, which is going to be 20 years. That I get to look at, instead of looking at a beautiful field, I got to look at a solar field, and that's why I just thought I would really like 20 years. They have 20 years. Nothing's going to change there in 20 years because of that solar farm being there. And it's like I said, it surrounds half of my property when it goes in, and they've started, marking everything already. So it just
So that's under construction.
they're marking right now, but when the corn comes out, they're going to start going in there. And I actually have the information on it if you'd like to see that. I've got it because I've been at the hearings for that also.
You probably heard that.
Okay, so now we will close the hearing portion of the meeting and we'll move on to the voting portion. Again, this is petition Z25-0016, a request for A1C to A1C, request to renew conditional use permit 9976 for wholesale. And this is an amended request for wholesale sale of landscape supplies and products, indoor storage and warehousing of personal and commercial vehicles, non-hazardous supplies and equipment. So this is less of a request than was on the previous one. So the standards are up on the screen. I will read through them because we will have changes. The conditional, number one, the conditional use shall allow for the wholesale sale of landscape supplies and products, comma, indoor storage and warehousing of personal and commercial vehicles, comma, non-hazardous supplies and equipment, shall expire 10 years from the date of approval by the McHenry County Board.
Madam Chairman, I propose that 10 years be changed to 20 years.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Mr. Eldridge, seconded by Ms. Gardner to amend condition number 1 to 20 years. Discussion, Mr. Eldridge.
Yes, in my view, I found the arguments by petitioner convincing that this site is not going to change sufficiently over that time, that it needs to be reviewed in the interim, and therefore I support the petitioner's request for a 20-year period rather than a 10-year period. I simply don't think that even if they go into full-bore sale of wholesale landscape supplies, that would have any significant impact on any development that would occur surrounding that, and therefore I see no reason to deny them their request.
Are there any other comments? I'll just go down the line. Mr. Kernan.
I was on the fence, but given his testimony about the construction of the solar farm being imminent, I think it makes sense to do 20 years.
I agree.
Ms. Gardner.
I agree as well. There's reduced usage on this site, and I would have a problem with 20 years as well.
Ms. Donner.
I'm fine. Thank you.
Mr. Kozin.
it seems that I'm the one who brought the elephant into the room, and that wasn't my intent. I recognize, though, that, and I appreciate the immediate and accuracy of the site plan, being almost a little more than 1 month of age, but the concern of a 20,000 square foot building, of which of an indeterminate use other than described, did raise a concern until the description of the land use around it provides whatever insulation the future may need, and for that I'll be supporting the petition.
Okay, and I was on the fence as well, but once I heard about the solar farm, I kind of changed my mind. So, I'll call for the vote. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Cozen?
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel?
Yes.
Ms. Donner?
Aye.
Mr. Kernick?
Yes.
I vote yes, so condition number 1 has been amended to 20 years. Number 2, materials and products used in the wholesale sales operation shall be stored indoors and shall be limited to non-mechanized landscape supplies and products, comma, period, we're going to call that. Outdoor storage shall be limited to vehicles used in the wholesale business. I deleted retail and small pet supplies and products based on the testimony
Do
of
we
the
need an
petitioner.
amendment to do that?
Yes.
Yeah, I move that amendment.
And I'll second it.
Okay, so it's been moved by Mr. Eldridge, second by Ms. Gardner, to amend condition number 2 as I read it. Any discussion? I'll call for the vote. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Cozen?
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel?
Yes.
Ms. Donner?
Yes.
Mr. Kernick?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes, so condition number 2 is amended as read.
I move to amend condition number 3 by deleting it. It is moved at this point.
Second that.
So delete condition number 3 has been moved by Mr. Eldridge, seconded by Mr. Schnabel. Any discussion? Okay, I'll call for the vote on that amendment. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Cozen?
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel?
Yes.
Ms. Donner?
Aye.
Mr. Kernick?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes, so that deletion of that is approved 7-0. Again,
I'm surprised you can read your notes.
I am too. Number 4, the number of commercial vehicles owned and leased by the petitioner stored on site shall be limited to 6 vehicles. Vehicle maintenance shall not be allowed in conjunction with the commercial vehicle storage. Number 5, the hours of operation shall be limited to 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Saturday. Number 6, the conditional use shall substantially conform to the site plan and plat of survey prepared by Van der Stappen, dated March 4, 2025, and updated July 9, 2025. And number 7, all other federal, which is now number 6, all other federal, state, and local laws shall be met.
Madam Chairman, I move adoption of the conditions as amended,
I'll second.
including the renumber.
Yeah, I'll second.
Been moved by Mr. Eldridge, second by Ms. Gardner, to approve the conditions as changed. Any discussion? Yeah, I'll call for the vote. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Cozen?
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel?
Yes.
Ms. Donner?
Aye.
Mr. Kernick?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes, so the conditions are approved 7-0. At this time, I would entertain a request on the petition itself.
I move acceptance of the petition subject to the amended conditions.
Moved by Mr. Eldridge, seconded by Mr. Schnabel. Discussion, Mr. Eldridge?
Yes, this is a 5-acre parcel on Adamson Road in Grafton Township. It is presently, with the exception of one house across the street, an entirely agricultural area. It is about to be semi-surrounded by a solar farm. It is the continuation of a conditional use that it's largely dormant at the present time, but has been in place without anybody objecting to it for 25 years. It has had no adverse effect on the neighborhood. It has had no complaints. I think that it's likely for at least the next few years to have very little additional use. The request is noticeably less intense than the previous conditional use, and I pretty much always am in support of reducing the intensity of the use whenever that's possible in the county at large. I believe that they've met all the standards, and I support the petition.
Ms. Gardner?
I agree with Mr. Eldridge. I really don't understand the reasoning behind renewing the CUP, but who am I to argue? I don't have a problem with it.
Mr. Cozen?
I'll be supporting this with the conditions as imposed and the documents that have been submitted.
Mr. Schnell?
I agree.
Ms. Donner?
I also agree.
Mr. Kernan?
I agree with the comments of my colleague, Ms. Gardner.
And I agree, and I believe the petitioner has met the standards under ordinance section 16.20.04(e), as well as the standards in chapter 16.56 use standards and 16.60 development, site development standards. So I'm in favor of the request. I will call for the vote. Mr. Eldridge?
Yes.
Ms. Gardner?
Yes.
Mr. Cozen?
Yes.
Mr. Schnabel?
Yes.
Ms. Donner?
Aye.
Mr. Kernan?
Yes.
And I'll vote yes, so this Cook County Board with a 7-0 vote approving the request.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Okay, then
Now,
we'll
Mr.
move
Chair,
on.
we do have members of the public here for public
Okay, I was
comment.
just gonna say, we'll move on to public comment. If anyone would like to make a comment, you have 3 minutes, and we would just ask you to come up and identify yourself. I will use my phone.
Should we come up together? Yeah.
Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
Okay. And
So-
your name and address and go.
You want the full address?
Yes.
Sure. Jody Whitaker, 7056 North Damon, Chicago, Illinois, 60645. I'm representing, good afternoon, Board of, McHenry County Zoning Board of Appeals. I'm representing Showing Animals Respect and Kindness, or SHARK for short. As you may know, we've been documenting illegal animal torture and mutilation throughout the state in multiple counties for more than 4 years now. What we witness is horrifying. Animals having their tails ripped off, which is called degloving. Animals having legs and spines, necks, horns broken, being denied veterinary care, and being overworked. Multiple McHenry County board members have told us that they do not like this illegal animal torment happening in their county, but it happens at every single event. As you all likely know, McHenry County has issued a 1-year ban on temporary use permits for the 18316 Kishwaukee Valley Road property. Yet, tickets are still being sold as of right now for this event this coming Sunday, despite this ban. They're well aware of this ban, and they're continuing to sell tickets. They're going to put it on. They sell these tickets for $50 a head. So if they sell 100 tickets, $5,000 is worth a $50 fee or fine or whatever slap on the wrist they might receive. As you may or may not know, on August 16th of this year at this location, a steer had his leg broken, his front leg. The footage is very hard to watch. The animal cannot put their leg down. They're walking around. I'm happy to send it to any of you. It's not easy to watch. This animal was in a lot of pain and suffering for a long time that day. More disturbing footage from that day shows a steer lying on the ground while 2 separate men were kicking and whipping him in the face. At least 4 steers were degloved that day, which means their tails were literally ripped off their body, leaving exposed bloody bone. I had a long conversation on Monday with Dr. Rachel Kane, a veterinarian who was there at that event on August 16th. She explained to me that she only went to care for the equines that day, not the bovines. She explained that to the applicant, that she was only there to care for horses. Yet, I just told you about all the steers that were violently mutilated and crippled. The applicant is selling tickets for this Sunday, despite the ban. He knew the on-site veterinarian would not care for bovines. The people who put on these events do not deal in good faith. They break the law at every single event. So we are urging your body to deny any future permits for any steer tailing events. Work with the board and do what you can to see that these crimes stop in McHenry County. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Can I ask what event you're talking about? I might be the only stupid one in the room, but I have no idea what you're talking
Nor do I.
Okay.
Or do I?
Wow.
I'm well aware of.
You're well aware, okay.
Calls for it, yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, I have to escape.
Because this board doesn't have anything to do with
It's
the
a lack of
temporary
enforcement
permit.
capability also. Excuse me.
I'm not sure exactly how it works, but everybody who has anything to do with laws and codes and permits in this county should be aware of this. So steer tailing is an event where steers are rented from a livestock company in Iowa. They're trafficked up to whichever county, McHenry County, for example, and they are put in tiny, narrow chutes. They're terrorized in these chutes. They're electrocuted with 10,000 volts of electricity. We have footage of men kicking them in the face, stabbing them with needles, stabbing them with ice picks, because these are domesticated animals. If they didn't terrorize them in this chute, when they open the chute door, they would just stand there. They want the steer to come running out. So the animal comes running out. Men on horseback chase the steer and violently grab them by their tail. They wrap their tail around their own boot, which has sharp spurs on it, and then it twists the animal around, and then they body slam the animal into the dirt.
Again, can I ask you, what is this event?
It's called steer tailing.
No, they're asking about the specific event, the
Is it
location.
Rodeo? What is it?
It's called steer tailing. It is a rodeo event. Steer tailing.
And
So that's
the
what it's
event
called.
that you're talking about, not the actual
Activity.
Yeah.
activity itself, but this is taking place at a rodeo that is taking place
These
in
take
McHenry
place
County?
at private residences. So
Okay.
they're unsanctioned events. They are very different from sanctioned rodeos. So the applicant or the homeowner has to apply for a special use permit or a temporary use permit to have the event. Again, the property on Kishwaukee Valley Road has a 1-year ban, but they're selling tickets for Sunday. It's going to go on Sunday unless McHenry County Sheriff's Office stops it and denies entry to the participants.
Okay, you understand that we have no,
Again, I testified today before the full board. I will testify before any McHenry County officials. You all should know, at least 3 of you do not know this is happening. So regardless of how you can help, you are a voice in McHenry County. And I did read what your board does, and you are involved with temporary use permits, no?
No.
No.
No, but
I read something about
if
that.
there are amendments to the ordinance,
if they are.
we
or
would
if
recommend
additional
changes
rules.
to the ordinance.
Okay, well, that's a way that hopefully you can help. But again, I want everybody to know about these events because they're horrific and they're happening in your backyards. And it's not just the animal cruelty that's illegal. And in case you don't know, Illinois Humane Care for Animals Act prohibits cruel treatment, abuse, torment, beating, denying veterinary care, and overworking animals. And that happens at almost every single one. Overworking the animals happens at every single steer tailing event. Sanctioned rodeos only allow animals to be run once. The difference between sanctioned rodeos and steer tailing is that at these unsanctioned steer tailing events, these steers are being run 10, 15, 20 plus times. And that is when their legs break or when their tails are ripped off because they are so tired and they're being forced to do it again and their body is weak. So, again, however you can help, however you can communicate with your colleagues on the board to deny future permits, and make sure that the sheriff's office goes on Sunday to Kishwaukee Valley Road and denies entry to anybody who bought a ticket, because this event is illegal.
You did alert the sheriff's office, am I right?
Oh yeah, we've alerted everybody.
Because honestly, you're telling us these horrible things, and I don't know what we can do about it.
You can do something. You can be a voice. I came from Chicago to alert you all to it. You all live here. You are members of this board. You can do something. You may not, as a board, be able to stop it, but you can communicate. I know you can. We all have a voice. My voice is as loud as it can be, but I don't live here. My mother, however, is a McHenry County resident. So please, I'm happy to send any of you footage and detail it. No, you don't want to watch it.
No, I don't.
Nobody wants to watch it. But SHARC, the organization I work for, goes out almost every weekend from mid-March to mid-October, and we document this cruelty. We document it. We don't want to be there. We have to be there at 9, 10 a.m., and sometimes we're there till 9, 10 at night, documenting this cruelty. So I know you don't want to hear about it. I know you don't want to watch it, nor do we. If you don't want to watch it, that means it really shouldn't be happening, right?
Probably, but there's a lot of things
Okay.
you want to watch. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but this is an illegal activity happening in your county.
Yes.
Right. Does your mother want to make a statement? You have 3 minutes as well. Would you like to speak? Again, we need your name and address. I'm sorry. I need your name and address.
Helen Whitaker, 11756 Sedgwick Drive, Huntley, Illinois, 60142. And I live in McHenry Park, Wisconsin. Anyway, I'm not as involved with this, but I do know, I've seen the films, I've heard things from my daughter. It is horrific. It is horrific. And because it's against the law in the state of Illinois, nobody's doing anything about it. We don't understand why. And we need voices, we need eyes, we need whoever we can to pass this on and say, this can't happen. And since there's a ban on this one that's going to happen this Sunday, it should not happen, period. You've got a clear ban on it.
Thank you for giving us the information.
Coming in and enlightening us.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
And you may have misinterpreted what we said in saying that we did not want to hear about it. We do want to hear about
Okay, good.
it. We
Yeah.
do not want to see it.
You know, I
It's different than
understand.
hearing about it.
Believe me, I don't want to watch it. I work for the organization. I have to watch it. And every single time I cry. And it affects me. I cried just a half hour before we got here because it's very difficult. And like my mom said, and I'll just end real quick because I know you have to go, but we have reached out for everybody from local animal control to the sheriff's office, law enforcement, to the state's attorney in all these various counties. McHenry County, to be honest, is hopefully taking steps in the right direction. Other counties are not. But because we have witness documented, and shared the footage with officials who are not doing anything, we've gone to Governor Pritzker, we've gone to State's Attorney, Attorney General Kwame Raoul. We've reached out to everybody, and almost every single agency is pointing the finger, saying we can't do anything. And I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about Governor Pritzker is saying he can't do anything. He can't step over the local county's toes. And whereas state's attorneys are saying, we are wishing the state would take the lead on this. So the Illinois Department of Agriculture throws their hands up and says, we cannot touch crimes. These are criminal activity. It's up to the local prosecutor, and then the prosecutor. So nobody's stopping it. So that's why we're here. Everybody needs to be aware of this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.